But we're going to move on to another team. We're going to move across to the NFC. And the St. Louis Rams, after 4 games...
The Los Angeles Rams.
Los Angeles. Like,
after 4 games of being in Los Angeles.
They're basically playing like the greatest show on turf.
No, they're not.
That's what the record shows. I'm saying that's what the record shows.
Look at the stats. They're nothing like the greatest show on turf.
I'm getting into it, Sean.
Yeah.
They're 3-1 right now after being demolished and embarrassed.
Looking like the worst team in the NFL.
Would say on that Monday night game against the 49ers. Beat the Seahawks, beat the Bucs on the road, beat the Cardinals on the road. Sean, the Rams, are they contenders or pretenders?
Do you want me to answer the question or give you reasons and then build up to my... Do you want to build it up or...
Let's do the slow build. Give me some reasons.
Do the slow build. All right, so the Rams, 23rd in total defense, 24th in total passing defense, 17th in total rushing defense. Terrible defense, right? 30th in total offense, 27th in total passing, 28th in total rushing, 3 total field goals made, and they are 7th in most punts. How is this team winning is my question. They're winning with 11th in opponents scoring, which they give up so many yards, but the other teams have just been not able to really punch it in, and they're also 4th in turnover differential, so they're able to turn the ball over and force those teams. That's how you win the
game, right? Yeah. Force the turnovers.
They're giving up a ton of yards, but they're forcing turnovers, so that's really the reason why they've been winning, and they've also played Russell Wilson and Carson Palmer, who have been hurt. All in all, they're pretenders. They're not contenders. Can they win games? Yes. Will they be a Super Bowl threat here? Not in a slightest bit. Because they'll go up against teams that can put up points and that will not turn the ball over. And they will get demolished, just like they did against San Francisco. I don't see them as any type of contenders.
I think this Rams team, if I were to answer contender or pretender, like you said, when it comes to like a Super Bowl, obviously they're total pretenders. But maybe this year,
I think they can get lucky.
Maybe this year, when it comes to the division, this team might be contenders when it comes to the division, because you look at their division right now, and I know it's early. I know we're only a quarter of the way through the season.
Yep.
But you look at it right now, the Cardinals don't look good.
They have a win over the Cardinals.
The Seahawks don't look good.
They
got a win over them.
The Seahawks.
And the 49ers looked good that game 1, but since then the 49ers haven't looked good.
No.
So right now, after 4 games, they're on the uptick while everyone else is on the downtick. And I look at the rest of their schedule after the quarter, because after the quarter mark, things are starting to change.
Yeah.
Maybe my predictions in the preseason weren't exactly as I seen them.
Oh, really?
Where
the Broncos didn't shut you up there?
I'm looking at their schedule. The Broncos aren't on their schedule, so we're not going to talk about them. I had to double check on that one. But, I mean, the Bills are going to be tough. The Lions, they could win. That's one.
Yeah, they could beat the Lions.
The Giants, I still think the Giants would beat them. I like the Giants.
The reason they could beat the Giants is because of the turnover differential.
The Panthers, though, they're on a downtick. They don't look like the same Panthers team we saw.
We'll talk about them later.
The Jets, they're a team that, hey, if you can force Ryan Fitzpatrick to throw 6 interceptions. Oh, wait, the Dolphins are on a downtick right now. The Saints haven't looked that good. Tom Brady will be back in Foxborough, so you're not going to win that game.
Smoke them.
The Falcons look good, and then it's basically the way their schedule worked. They went 2-1 in the division. Now you get these games, like I'm just going to say Lions, Panthers, Jets, Dolphins, Saints. Those are 5 games. If you win those 5 games...
The Panthers is iffy, too.
Well, the Panthers is... Are we finally going to see the Panthers from last year? The iffy game for me would be the Jets. The Jets are the iffy... Well... Jets and Panthers are iffy.
I think the Panthers are really iffy. I think the Jets is a winnable game.
Let's just say they win those 5 games. You're an 8-win team. Then
it's a classic Jeff Fisher move.
Then it just comes down to the last 3 games. You're playing Seattle on the road, and then the Niners and the Cardinals at home. You end with all 3 of the division. If you do the same thing that you did to open the season, you could be theoretically a 10-win team.
Yeah, it's so hard.
This is theoretically.
It's so hard looking at these stats and looking at this team,
looking at the
quarterback, and looking the way Todd Gurley has run the ball and say, yeah, this team could win the division and be 10 wins, but they're proving me wrong, and I don't know how. I don't know how they're 3-1.
This is a
Ricky,
team.
I still don't know.
This is a team that also almost won the division at 7-9, but no, the Seahawks had to win it that year.
The thing though is they've gotten wins over Jameis Winston, who is been proving that he cannot keep the ball on his side. Jameis Winston's been turning the ball over, so that's the reason why they won. Carson Palmer is a very turnover heavy quarterback, boom or bust, and he was also injured. And Russell Wilson been super injured, not really turnover prone, but he does fumble the ball a couple times. And the defense was big there. I think if the Rams want to be contenders, Todd Gurley needs to look like the offensive rookie of the year like he did last year. And this defense needs to start they need to stop stopping. They need to start stopping offenses completely because they're getting the turnovers and they're stopping them from scoring, but they need to stop them in movement wise. They need to get these punts up. They need to have them actually stopping these defenses and looking atrocious, because if they go up against a team like the Patriots who could put up a ton of yards, they're not going to be turning the ball over. Tom Brady isn't a turnover-heavy quarterback. They'll get smoked and destroyed, and that's what I worry. I think they can win the division just because of the way their team's been playing, but I don't think they're going to be a Super Bowl contenders because you'll go up against a team like the Packers in the playoffs, or say Sam Bradford who hasn't been turning the ball over in the Vikings.
Oh, let's not talk playoffs yet. They got to get there first.
But I'm saying the teams that look like they are in the playoff picture right now. I'm just saying teams that have the ability to not turn the ball over and put up yards.
You know what's funny, though, to me?
Yeah.
I look at the top 5 teams as of right now I'm just looking at giveaways and who's given the ball away the most through 4 games. At number 5 with 9, Miami. Oh, guess who the Rams play this season? At tied for 3, but at 4 with 10, Carolina. Oh, guess who the Rams play this season? At number 3, a team they already beat. They're going to play them again at home, Arizona. At number 2, Tampa Bay at 11. Guess who they already beat? And then at 12 giveaways this season so far, 6 of them in one game against the Chiefs.
Did they fumble the ball too?
That means the Rams, who we talked about having such a good turnover margin, are playing right now the top 5 teams in giveaways.
That's exactly the point I was trying to bring up, is that this team doesn't look great, but they can create turnovers, and that's what's going to win them games. I don't think they'll be actual contenders just because that really worries me, and I don't think they'll be able to force turnovers against really good teams. Can they win the division? Yes. Will they go deep in the playoffs? No. If they win the division and if they make a wild card spot.
And if I look at it on the other side, the 5 teams that give the ball away the least, Philadelphia, who has not given the ball away at all, fumble or interception, they don't play them. They're not playing Minnesota. They don't play Oakland. They don't play Dallas. The only one they play out of the bottom 5 is Buffalo. And
Ricky,
Buffalo's given it away twice so far.
Outside of, I think, Buffalo and Oakland, those teams are all in playoff picture right now. And Oakland is too. I just don't think they're leading their division. I think, and I don't know if they're in a wild card spot.
You don't give the ball away, and look what happens.
That's
you win
the thing.
games,
and they can beat the Rams that way.
But at the end of the day, are the Rams contenders? I'm going to say yes, in the fact that I think after 4 games, I think that because of what we've seen from the rest of their division, they look like, holy shit, they could win the division.
I will put it this way. They're dumpster wearing a nice dress. So if you look at the dress, they look really nice. If you look at the record, they look really nice. If you look behind it, you'll find a dumpster.
They're like the analogy I used to use, and this is terrible.
I thought that was funny.
I used to use this for some girls, and I probably shouldn't have. Cleveland Browns. Cool uniform, bad helmet.
Are they cool uniforms?
Right now. Oh,
is brown an attractive color here? Their nickname are the Browns. What do you think of when you think of the Browns?
I like they're all orange unis.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the Rams for a second, and I was going to say, hey man, those unis they wore against the Seahawks.
The Rams should go back to the Rams should
those
go back.
Were phenomenal.
The Rams should go back to the actual yellow or the white and white and blue.
The white. I want to see the white and blue.
I agree. No, I agree. If anything needs to change, it's your coaching, your ownership, and your jerseys.
And if right now, to answer your questions, if the playoffs did start today, Oakland would be the 5th seed.
So there you go.
So they are in the playoffs.
Yeah. And then Buffalo's not. So then basically you have
Buffalo's 9.
4 of those teams are in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we're gonna move on though. You guys let us know. What do you think about the Rams? Are they contenders? Are they pretenders? What have you seen from the Rams so far this season?